And good morning, guys. Happy Friday, a winter wonderland once again throughout the area. And we picked up about 5 inches of snow here, very wet snow, heavy snow. Thankfully, the plows came through a very kind of melty snow. So a lot of the roads are in pretty good shape. Of course, a lot of the neighborhood roads are still snow covered. So let me know what you got in your neighborhood. I would say most areas about 1 to 3 inches, but some spots a little bit more than that. So happy snowy Friday, December the 12th. This has been at 10. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here with look at your forecast for Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, Kentucky, Ohio Valley, and beyond. If you have any weather questions, please drop them in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, how much snow that you picked up again in your area. Live lookout here right now with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera right there, looking at a gray sky. We might see a peak of sunshine today, but it is going to stay pretty gloomy. But once again, just a winter-like start here to our December. So December 2nd, we had a record 4.7 inches. We had over 4 inches of snow in Louisville today. And there's a look at my backyard, that heavy snow weighing down on the trees, no doubt about that. And here's a look at about 5 inches of snow from Tina Gollett from the Knobs. And good morning. Just checking out the AV here, but there you can see pretty good snowfall once again throughout the area. And that snow went down to Orlean. I got a report from you, I believe, with about 1 inch of snow. And we're going to be testing out the power of the Starlink internet here today. So if there's any little glitch, we should pop back on. We haven't had any big issues. Since I said that, we'll see what happens here this morning. We'll get another live view here that'll pop up from, get out of there and bring this up. This is a beautiful shot here from the, get rid of that and bring this up. From the IU campus. They've got a live cam there looking down. So they picked up at least a couple inches there. I saw a report of around 2-3 inches around Bedford, Indiana. But a beautiful shot there up in Bloomington, Indiana. So again, happy snowy Friday. We've got some comments dropping in here. And by the way, yeah, we got this snow, fun stuff. This weekend, maybe a little more light snow, especially for areas along and north of 64. But the bigger story this weekend, the polar blast. We're talking sub-zero wind chills. Wait till you see these wind chills Sunday morning. It's the real deal on the way. Thankfully, it's going to be short-lived. Actually got some 50s in the forecast for next week. Orlean there, 1.5 inches in Hodgenville. The roads are clear, very nice. We've got 29 in Carmel. My dad and stepmom reported about 1 inch up there in Indianapolis this morning. Beverly Haggis got 5 inches of snow in Borden. Well, that makes sense. That's about what I got as well. And we have JK's with a good morning. Thanks for tuning in, sir. Christian Walker. Got the countdown going on, 20 days until New Year's. Perry Porter enjoying the coffee this morning right down the road. Got the Bliss cup here. And Lillian Lasley with 34 degrees at the house. So, yeah, that's a good point. We do have the snow, but we've got above freezing temperatures today. So if the roads are still a little snow covered in some of your areas, there is going to be a decent amount of melting going on today. Before, again, more light snow possible Saturday. And we'll take a look at that with the weather models here coming up in just a little bit as well. So a chill, snowy Friday here. We'll take our time. No rush. And, again, if you have any questions, let me know. Tim Furnish, polar blast or vortex. It doesn't matter. Every once in a while, the polar vortex will dip down a little bit, and you could call it a dip in the jet stream. The media took on that term polar vortex. It is a very normal term. It is just the swirl of the air that flows around the poles, and the media took off on it and made it a bigger thing than it actually is. So polar vortex is just a cold air. it's the belt of winds up there, and sometimes that flow of air can weaken and dip down our direction. And the media has done that with other terms as well, like atmospheric river, Pineapple Express, a lot of different things. Just kind of clickbait stuff. But Joseph Benningfield, 2.75 inches there in Lebanon, Kentucky. Very nice there. Thank you for that report. Christian Walker on the first cup of coffee. I'm on number 2. Mary Dale, good morning. Lots of snow. Seems to be melting fast here in New Albany. That is good news. And we got Orlean with 33 degrees. Sun is shining. Good for you. That'll help melt things off. Mike Siebert, good morning. And we've got Sheila Milburn with a good morning from Southern Indiana. Thanks for tuning in here. My dogs were out playing. Well, one dog was playing. The old dog wasn't doing much. I'm going to have to try to get out there and see if my daughter is in from IU. So maybe I can talk her into making a big snowman. Just a little bit of a drop out there. Here's the comments. Carol Wilder, beautiful, peaceful snow. Love it. Yes, indeed. Yes, Jay, bomb cyclone. They like that one too. And what that is, just a fastly growing storm system. Gotta love it when the media picks up on regular meteorological terms. Good snowy morning there for Keith Hennessy across the creek and through the woods and over the pond. Andre Goatley, longtime storm spotter. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. Good to see you. See you in the comments there. So again, things are looking pretty good, on the roads, not seeing any big problems out there. I was looking at some of the Trimark images here. Everything looks good. I don't see any issues here. The crews did an awesome job as usual. There's a look at 264 by Bardstown Road. Everything moving swimmingly across the area. Here's another look at 264 and by Westport Road. I mean, very clear roads out there. Even in Indiana, really didn't see any big problems here. Here's a look at extolmag.com/weather, by the way. You can always just head here. We've got tons of resources here for you. Current conditions, daily forecasts, hourly forecasts. And again, I put the weather story on here this morning that I wrote up, and I don't even want to click on it. Those are minus numbers for Sunday morning. So we'll talk a lot about that. There's the warming 7-day forecast next week after our Sunday Arctic chill. So again, a lot of resources here. I was just cruising on down. We've got an interactive radar map here that you can plot temperatures. We're hovering near freezing in most locations. Gone off to the east of us. I can go ahead and bring that up here with a look at the rad sat. We can go full screen. There you can see the last bits of the Clipper system moving there over the Appalachians and into parts of North Carolina and West Virginia. So that is out of here. And then it looks like we'll get another Clipper system coming in from the northwest for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, which could give us some light accumulations, mainly along and north of Interstate 64. So we'll map that out as well with the high resolution weather models here in just a moment. Got another comment popping in here. Sheila Milburn, my 2-year-old dog loved running in the snow, but hated the sweater my daughter got. I had to get her, help me get it off. It wasn't happy. That's funny. All right. We got Judy Hoyer with a good morning. We've had 4.5 inches in Bradford. It sounds about right as well. Yeah, Christian, you might have a wind chill near -10, -20 in Indianapolis Sunday morning. And a good morning to Tammy and Vicky. Thanks for tuning in to the show here this morning. All right, so we got a lot to cover as usual. It's getting exciting here this December, especially if you like cold and snow. And it looks like we may have a warm up that'll continue for a while into our Christmas week. Hey, Lisa Seckman, thanks for tuning in here this morning. And with the Mullen family, I am jealous. It's been a while since I've had a vacay. Enjoy that down in the Bahamas. All right, so we're gonna again a lot to cover here this morning. We'll look at your forecast, and actually, let's go ahead and load that up. Forecast right off the bat, as I always promise. There's a look at my snowy scene in the side yard this morning. There's Tina Gullett's 5 inches of snow in Floyd's Knobs. So your weather headlines here today: light snow for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, especially north of 64. Frigid Sunday, sub-zero wind chills we're talking about Sunday morning, and then warmer weather for next week. So this is a look at some of the latest weather model. On the left is the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, shows the light batch of snow for tomorrow evening. And then the snowfall totals on the right side, showing about an inch or two. So along and north of 64. And then some higher totals up around Christian Walker. They're up in Indianapolis, central Indiana. It looks like it'll get the heavier amounts this time. This system looks to track a little bit farther north than the one we had last night. And this here, my friends, your wind chill map for Sunday morning. That is brutal right there. We'll just make it through that, though, and then we'll be back. We'll start to thaw things out by the middle of next week. And again, as I mentioned, some 50s potential on the way for next week as well. All right, let's move it along here this morning. And again, there's a lot of different weather resources if you want to play around here at extolmag.com/weather, extolmag.com/weather. In fact, this gray map has dozens of weather layers that you can click, play around with. In the sky, the clouds are breaking apart in some areas. As Orlean was saying, some sunshine just off to the south. Very nice. So a fun map right there. Hey, shout out to our partners here for allowing us to do what we do here on the show every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Lyons Roofing, Lyons. Make sure nothing is leaking. The gutters are in good shape. Protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can get free estimates here online at lyonsroofingco.com. That's Lyons. Family owned right here in our backyard in southern Indiana, but they got you covered in Louisville as well, 812-294-3595. Also want to thank our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College. You can go to locations and head right to Sellersburg. Love Ivy Cares, too, because they really take care of their students. They've had an Angel Tree program going on. Today's the last day of the Angel Tree. So if you wanted to hop in there, grab one of the tags for the Angel Tree, turn it back in today, you can do that at Ivy Cares. As they say, you belong here, and they're going to meet you where you're at, no matter where you're at in life, and make it very accessible and easy to do. If you want to learn more one-on-one, they got Tuesdays at the Tech that you can sign up for, and head over to their campus, and they can help you out with career coaching, financials, career coaching, and get you registered if you're ready to do that. I want to thank my buddy Michael Long as well for partnering up. Proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer experience. You can give him a shout if you want to get a quote. He's always looking for ways to save you cash. 812-578-3072 or amfam.com, and you can find his page right there. Let's dig into the forecast here this morning. Let me go back a couple of slides here. And we got your weather jokes, we got your weather history, we got all that good stuff as well. So bring it up the stage here. I want to remind you, if you ever want to partner up with advertising or marketing solutions here on Ben at 10 or any of my content, we've reached about 2 million people the last 28 days. So we appreciate your viewership as well and your trust in our forecast. If you want to reach out or just have a weather question, Ben at extolmag.com. I want to remind you, too, NWSB until the 15th, so a few more days, has a food drive reach food program for kids. Any NWSB location branch, you can drop off canned food, non-perishable items, snacks, and dry cereals. So ways to give and help out during this giving season. We've got a couple more comments popping in. Christian Walker, any weekend plans? So this Saturday at 2 o'clock, speaking of weekend plans, I think it's 2:30 actually, at the Jeffersonville Museum, I'll be giving a speech on, you guessed it, snow. So if you want to learn more about snow, I'll be giving a speech out there. Jeffersonville Museum, come on out. I'm hoping that the warm weather will warm my bones. Yes, Orlean. I've got the wood stove pumping. We've had it going since Thanksgiving. We are going through the wood like crazy. Hey, JK's has the sun shining in Iroquois Park in Louisville. Might kind of snow. Nice to look at in the morning, gone by lunch. There you go. Boom. And Christian's got the ambiance going, the festive music and the fire. Love it. Same here, pretty much. And I'm gonna keep an eye on that webcam because JK says there's sunshine happening. Okay, I'm starting to see a little bit of that. Let's take a look. Pretty shot here, by the way, because you got the clouds kind of breaking apart. Did see the sun trying to peek out there. So there you go. A little hope of some sunshine, some sun rays on a snowy morning. Winter begins in just 9 days. Christmas in 13, time change in 86, and springtime in just 98 days. And today's weather history here for you before we dig into the forecast. 1967, Arizona snowstorms from December 12th to the 20th. A series of snowstorms buried Flagstaff, Arizona with 85 inches of snow. Could be worse. The 1982 snowplow game, Patriots and Dolphins in Foxborough, Massachusetts. A snowplow cleared a spot for a field goal, leading to a 3-0 Patriots win. 1985, Aero Air Flight 1285. This is not good. Worst Canadian aircraft disaster. Icing on the wings contributed to the crash, carrying 248 soldiers and 8 crew in Newfoundland. 2014, South Los Angeles tornado. A weak EF0 tornado struck South Los Angeles, causing some damage there. Your stupid weather jokes for today. It's another version of It's Colder Than. There's a lot I would like to show, but they're not they're not PG. Maybe not even PG-13, but it's colder than a snowman's fart. Some of them, I just like the phrasing. They're not really funny. Colder than a kangaroo eating an ice cream sandwich in an igloo. Colder than a day-old dumpling. There's a lot more out there. All right, here's your forecast today. Friday, December 12th, high of 39 degrees. Quiet for the rest of the day. Snow is gone for now. ... for now, because we'll have another chance tomorrow. A light breeze today from the northeast at around 5 miles per hour. And Vicky Berger with a good morning there. Beautiful, but don't want any more. There's probably a lot of people that agree with you, Vicky, for sure. And Christian, I feel like we've been saying that all year. Where's the time going? Can't believe 2026 is almost here. Thank you, Christian, for loving the jokes. John Fox, sun's out, guns out for John Fox there in the Okolona area. 29 degrees, our low for tonight. Cold, mostly cloudy, a dry night. Northwest wind around 5 to 15. Again, the polar air really doesn't crash in until Saturday night when we go sub-zero Sunday morning. So for tomorrow, upper 20s, will be dry, I think, through the early afternoon. Late afternoon, evening is the best chance for some snow, especially for areas along and north of Interstate 64. And we'll show you the maps on that here in just a second. Normal high is 48, so we're well below that. Lillian, loving the jokes as well. Thank you very much. 7-day forecast. So we got the snow chance Saturday evening, 8 your low Saturday night, but it's going to be a little bit breezy. If you're out early Sunday, the wind chill goes below 0. 15 the high Sunday, 7 Sunday night. Worse than B-triple-R Burr. 29 Monday, chilly sunshine there, and then we're starting to warm things up to around 40 Tuesday, 50 Wednesday. Some of the models trying to put out 60s Thursday, but with some rain around, we might not quite make it that warm. But 57, we're going in the right direction if you want some warmer temperatures. Now, there is a big difference next Friday. I'm just playing the middle ground here. The GFS actually has 60s next Friday. The Euro is much colder. Both of the models keep it mild the following week into our Christmas week. In fact, there might be some 60s Christmas week. So, yeah, it is whiplash up and down weather here for the next 7 days. Vicky, did Paoli get a lot of snow as expected? I think they're around the 2 to 4 inch range. But I got a lot of snow. I got 5 inches here. And Rita Harmon, hi. Snow is pretty. Cold temperatures can go away. Yes, indeed. Robert Simpson, great snow to make a snowman. I know. I was thinking about that too. We got a hill back here too. So I think one Good roll down the hill with a snowball might make a good snowman. I'm going to see if I can convince my daughter, Hannah, to get out there and try to make one here. You got to at least play one time if you got the snow. All right, guys, that is the forecast. I'm going to bring up the weather model maps. We're at 10:20. We're right on time with that. So now we're going to start to dig into the data. Dennis Gregory with a good morning from sloppy Bedford. Just got back from shoveling the cousin's long driveway, which I probably need to do. I need to grab the shovel out of the barn and do a little bit of that shovel, get a little workout. Okay, I'm going to bring up the models and we're going to look ahead to the next snow chance. So we're just going to fast forward to Saturday afternoon as we bring up the future radar. Oops, I don't want that. I want this. Okay, thanks for bearing with me here. We are going to bring it up. We are loading up the data. I think I want to go HRRR, high resolution rapid refresh weather model first. Let's get rid of the 7-day and bring up the maps. So we go to, so it says the 13th is tomorrow. So we're close enough with the HRRR. It only goes out 48 hours. But there you go. Kind of looks like this last one. It's not quite as strong, I don't think. Coming in from the northwest, Clipper system. This is at 3 p.m. And this one has more of a bullseye in central Indiana. We are on the southern edges of this one. So again, I'm thinking Interstate 64 and north, the best shot at some light accumulations for tomorrow evening. I'm going to jump ahead to 8 o'clock tomorrow evening with this. In this precip type version, takes just a second longer to load up. And there it is, almost exactly. It's just very light white. That indicates some light snow on the model here. Mainly, again, exactly kind of Interstate 64 and north with this quick little batch of some snow tomorrow evening. I'm going to add up that snowfall. And again, it's not much. So up around Indianapolis is showing 4 inches there for you, Christian, in the green. And then for most of our area, it's showing about an inch or less along the north of 64. Now, maybe up Highway 50, 1 to 2 inch range, North Vernon, Seymour, showing that amount there. But in my opinion, a bigger story, this is not the wind chill. These are the actual low temperatures in the single digits, even minus numbers, negative numbers up in central Indiana. So that's not factoring in the wind chill. So what's crazy is not only do we have this polar air Sunday morning, you've got maybe wind gusts around 20 miles per hour. So when you factor that in, let's bring up the wind chill factor here going into our 14th morning, which I think this is the biggest story of the weekend, is this severe cold. Make sure everything's winterized very well. You don't want to see those colors dropping into our area. So big jet stream dip. And here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't this look lovely, my friends? Coldest air since last January. And so those are the numbers Sunday morning in the minus, I would say -5 to -15. So this will give us likely a cold weather advisory. We don't get it very often. We may have a winter weather advisory for parts of our area tomorrow afternoon for that light snow, and then a cold weather advisory for Sunday morning. Brutal. All right, we'll get rid of that and we'll clear that off. And going into our Sunday afternoon, so looking at our warmest temperatures, these are the wind chills Sunday afternoon in the single digits, actual temperatures in the teens for Sunday afternoon. So we'll be trending about 35, 40 degrees below normal for this time of the year. Quick cold shot. And look at that. Look at the source of that cold air dropping down from the poles into our region. And when we fire up the jet stream here, you can see the connection. So there's the source of the cold air. Here's the jet stream taking its dive down to the south. We talk about it all year long. A trough in the jet stream fills in with cold air. North of the jet stream is where the cold air is. Warm air is going to be down here to the southwest. But that warm air, we've got too much drawing going on. This is going to start to move our way middle of next week, this milder air. And that pattern could continue through next week and through our Christmas week, as we've talked about. Let's bring up the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook, which might be, including our cold spell now, but we got the warm up next week. I think so there we go. Feast your eyes for those that don't like winter weather. So there we're starting to see the jet stream lift, and next week brings a solid warm up to the 50s. And this warmer pattern could hang around maybe the rest of the year. So let's bring up now the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. And I think it will be on the warmer than normal side. Yes. So this is through the next 2 weeks, basically the rest of the year, right? Jet stream, again, going north, bottles that polar air back up where it should be, and we start to go above normal. Again, we might be 15, 20 degrees above normal for our Christmas week. We may see some 60s. So this map from the Climate Prediction Center displays basically that says we have high confidence of above normal temperatures in anything that is orange or red. Weather pattern flip. So our first 2 weeks of December and the end of November, all colder than normal. The last 2 weeks, flip the script and we go above normal. So that, and we'll look at the GFS weather model as well with this, just to kind of match that up. And since we're going long range, we are it's been on a limb. We're going out on a limb here. So I'm going to bring up the model temperatures with the GFS weather model. And how about we just do a quick jump to Christmas Eve? Let's see how Santa's weather is going to be Christmas Eve. We need to get rid of the jet stream and bring up the temperatures. Okay, here we go. So right there, anything in the yellow is 60s. So 50s, 60s, it shows around our region. Jet stream is lifted north. The polar air is back. See that blue color, or the blue? And the warmer air begins to win out. I'm going to jump ahead to Christmas Day. Oh boy, this has been showing this 3 days in a row for Christmas Day. If you guys have been following along with a sharp front out west. But you may have heard me preach this before. When you got a big warm up December, January, February in the 60s, you just got to watch out. If you get some energy, a lot of times there's some jet stream energy, you can get severe weather. There have been some really bad severe weather outbreaks in December, notably December 10th, 11th, 2021 in Kentucky. Not predicting that. I'm just saying a lot of times when you get in the 60s, you kind of have to pay for that one way or another. It might just be sloppy rain. So when we bring up the future radar on Christmas Day, that just shows some showers. So that wouldn't be a big deal with that. But how about a warm up? Let's go day after Christmas. Does this front move through? And this, no, we'll see if this happens. Again, we're out on a limb here. We'll see if this happens. The forecast changes a lot, but it shows cold spell right after Christmas time. A little bit of a cold spell, not crazy. And this is as far out, this is 2 days after Christmas. This is as far out as the GFS goes. Looks kind of like a normal chill for this time of the year, 30s, 40s, so nothing crazy. But what would the 60s feel like if we get that? That's been a long time. I'd have to look back and see when the last time we were in the 60s. We haven't been in the 50s in a long time. So there you go. That is the long-range weather outlook, which has been. All right, the Ben on the side. I've got a bunch of, I believe I've got a bunch of snow reports here to give to you. So let's take a look. There are a bunch that have come in. Whoa, so many snow reports. There's a 4.3 inch in Memphis, Indiana. We've got, that's a 7. That would be a lot. That would be the winner. Winner takes all there in Starlight. 5 inch in Greenville, up Highway 150. 5 inches in Harrison County. 6 inch in Fredericksburg. That was Palmyra with 5 inches. That's kind of the bullseye, Highway 150. You get north or south of that, you don't have as much. 4.5 inches in Middletown in Harrison County. Lanesville, 5 inches. 4 inches here in Crandall. Let's go to Louisville. We've got 4.5 inches in Jeffersontown, J-Town. Middletown, 3.5 inches. Pewee Valley, 4.5. So I am seeing that we had a bullseye, a band of snow here that kind of overproduced. That's why I have the winter storm warning for parts of the area. You go north or south of that, it's not as much. Here's 3 inches in McKinley in Washington County, 2 inches in Switzerland, Indiana. And then we go south into Bullitt County, 4 inches in Mount Washington. Lebanon Junction, 3.5. Radcliffe, 2.5. Elizabethtown, 2.5. Southern Nelson County, New Hope, 2 inches. Washington County and Willisburg, 4 inches. Bardstown area, 4.5. 5 in Cox's Creek. Deatsville, Nelson County, 4 inches. 3 inches in Doe Valley in Meade County. Wolf Creek, Meade County, 2.8. Breckenridge County along the river there in Stevensport, about 2 inches. 1.5 inches in Cloverport. Spencer County, Taylorsville, 4 inches. 4 inches in Little Mount, Spencer County. Mount Eden, 4 inches. Henry County, Pleasureville, 3.5. 4 inches in Eminence. Campbellsburg, Kentucky, Trimble County area, 3 inches of snow. A lot of 1 to 4 inch amounts across the area. That sums up our snow events. We'll do a recap of the forecast. And then we'll be on our way on a Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend. Look at some of the comments that have been popping in here. John Fox had the festivities going with Charlie Brown Christmas last night. Now walking with Cold Shot by Stevie Ray Vaughan, one of the best guitarists ever. Christian liking the look of the warm-up in the 7-day forecast. Sheila says, me too. We're going to have plenty of cold weather later, especially since winter has yet to begin. David Fleming, thanks for coming in the comments here. Lillian Lasley, 60 or 70 would feel really good right now. Hot tub would feel pretty good right now. Perry's going to make some snow ice cream. And Orleans says, keep warm and stay safe and have a good weekend. Yes, indeed. All right, here we go. We're going to get rid of this. A look at our snow scene this morning out of my backyard. And again, Tina Gollett sharing around 5 inches. Thanks for all of your pictures, by the way. Got dozens of pictures in this morning. Thankfully, the roads weren't that bad. I mean, of course, snow-covered neighborhood roads, untreated roads, but the crews did an awesome job again this morning. Light snow Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, mainly along and north of 64. Frigid Sunday, sub-zero wind chills Sunday morning, and then warmer weather next week. This is a map I put together here of the data that came out this morning. There's on the left is that little batch of light snow along and north of 64 for Saturday afternoon and evening. And then the snowfall totals on the right side with the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, which I think looks pretty good. Maybe around an inch or two north of 64. And then a quick shut off south of 64. Probably get a winter weather advisory for parts of the area tomorrow. And then a cold weather advisory because of this. The negative numbers is the wind chills for Sunday morning. Winter begins in 9 days. Christmas 13. Time change 86. Spring in 98 days. Weather history. I'll put this on Facebook right around noon today. There was some interesting stuff there. Stupid weather jokes. Not necessarily hilarious, but I just like the phrasing. It's colder than a snowman's fart. I'm going to try to make a snowman later today, maybe. Colder than a kangaroo eating ice cream sandwich in an igloo. Colder than a day-old dumpling. I don't even know what that means. All right, here we go. TGIF, high of 39 today. Some melting going on with this wet snow. Snow's gone for now. Light northeast breeze at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, 29 degrees, mostly cloudy. Northwest wind around 5 to 15. Tomorrow's forecast, dry the first half of the day. Last half, some light snow over the northern half of our area. 7-day forecast is all over the place. Single-digit low temperatures Saturday and Sunday nights. 15 your high Sunday, 29 Monday. So Monday morning is frigid. A lot of kids are on their winter break, so that's good. Won't be out at the bus stop. 42 Tuesday, and then, hey, we've got a warm-up. Some 50s middle of next week. It looks like the best rain chance is next Thursday. And this warmer pattern could continue as we head into our Christmas week, as we've talked a lot about as well. Oh, look at what we have here. We have sunshine. That's definitely going to help melt things as we look live here at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. You can check that at any time at fallsoftheohio.org. And here's a live look with the IU Bloomington campus cam with still some cloud cover up that direction, but fresh snow on the ground there. And I want to thank our partners once again here at Lions Roofing. LionsRoofingCo.com. You get free estimates here online. If you got any water spots on your ceiling, you got any gutter issues, give them a shout. 812-294-3595. They got you covered on both sides of the river. They got a career section here too. If you want an opportunity, you know somebody that needs one, you might be able to join their team, roofing repair technician job opening. You can also open up your opportunities here leveling up your career, perhaps dozens of programs. They've got so much information here online at Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg. Bam, you go right here, and it takes you to all their different programs. They've got some amazing maps, 3D maps, videos. Of course, you can learn a lot there, but you can also learn a lot by heading to the campus and doing Tuesdays at the Tech, where you can get one-on-one information with the faculty member. You just click on Tuesdays at the Tech. You can call to RSVP, or you can do that online here too. You got career coaching, veterans benefits, financial aid, scholarships. They're going to help you get connected and get signed up. They've got throughout the year a lot of different sessions where you can hop on and start your future. I think my buddy here, Michael Long, right up the road. He's my insurance agent. My mom's insurance agent, has helped us through some life events, car accidents, roof damage. We've had price reductions recently. We thank him for that, watching out for us, bundling and saving, using the app and saving, student discounts. You may want to get a quote and see if you can save. Tell them I sent you 812-578-3072, or you can go to amfam.com, search Michael Long right there. And hey, we put together a ton of resources here for you at extolmag.com/weather. If there's something you want to see on here that you're not seeing, let me know. We can add things here. But you've got current conditions. There's a lot of different weather variables here that you can check out. Wind gusts, feels like temperatures, sunrise, sunset, moon phase, moonrise, moonset, daily weather forecast over the next 7-8 days. I see some sunshine there Monday, Tuesday. Hourly forecast to take you through the rest of the day. 7-day forecast that I posted this morning. The weather story that I posted this morning. And a lot of other resources there too that you can check out. And that is going to do it. Again, to sum it up, I said most areas 1 to 4 inches. There have been a few little bullseye zones that picked up even a little bit more than that. And it's a melty snow out there this morning. A lot of the roads are in pretty good shape if you can get to the main routes, especially. We'll talk a little bit more about some snow Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Should not be as big as this one. And then the polar plunge for Sunday morning. And then it's going to be Monday. And Monday means that it's not just me.
I'm Angie Fenton, and this is meteorologist Ben Peine. Start your week with Extol Unfiltered, caffeinated by NWSB.
Every Monday at 9 a.m. on Extol Media Socials and My Socials.
And My Socials, too. Join the conversation.
Who thinks Hannah should join the show? Who thinks Hannah should join the show? Back from IU. You don't want to just pop in right here and wave? You don't have to. Hello! Say hi to Hannah. Are you going to make a snowman with me later?
Sure.
Okay, cool. We can make a huge one. And then show everybody. All right. So Beverly said, yes, she should hop on the camera. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Vicky Berger says, hello. Kenzo's grandmother. They used to play softball together. All right, guys. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll have updates on Facebook throughout the weekend on the very cold weather and the snow potential as well. Next week, we're going to be talking about a big warm-up, so we will see you then. Monday morning, 9 a.m. for Extol Unfiltered, and my show, Ben at 10, Monday morning. All right, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.